Hi everyone, this is Mikey and ccio, and today I'm doing a little video of working with the CoCoIO card. So I have this running on my CoCo 2 right now, and it does also work on CoCo 3, but I'm having some trouble with that. So let's dive in. I'm going to boot this over DriveWire, of course. Okay. And let's get this booted. Using my CoCo VGA. All right. So, since we have an Ethernet card, we need to configure it. So there's a configuration file, the format of which came from Rick Euland in his Worst Web Wrangler. Just take a look at that. PD sys interfaces. And this file looks like it was basically straight out of Linux. Ethernet 0, my IP address, gateway, netmask, MAC address, and he added one thing, physical address. So if you have this file, next you can run the command to actually configure the card. So you do that by running ccio -i for initialize. So it will read. I need to do one thing first. All right. It should work this time. And so it confirmed all of the settings that we saw in the configuration file are now on the card. Now, the card should be ready to talk to the interwebs. So let's try ping first. I'm going to ping my Raspberry Pi here, CoCo Pi, 16.11. Hey, it says ping timeout. That's not supposed to happen. I'm gonna try pinging something else. What if I try pinging the gateway? Oh, that seems successful. Well, I need this Raspberry Pi, so I'm going to have to find out in a moment exactly what its IP address is. Let's try pinging something on the internet. I like using name servers. They're easy to remember. This is Google. Yeah, I can ping that. And try one more. I do want to note the time shown here is not milliseconds, seconds, or anything. This is simply the number of times that the code goes around the loop waiting for the ping to come back. All right, so I need to retrieve this IP address. So let's see what that is. That was the correct IP address. So I don't know. Let me try pinging the other way here just a second. All right, that should work. Okay, let's see if we can ping this guy now. 2.16.1.11. Oh, I typed the IP address wrong, didn't I? I got those two things transposed. 1.16 and 16.1. This should work just fine. All right, type the right number, why don't you? All right, so this is the ping utility. Also have another utility. One of the first internet daemons, one of the very earliest requests for comments or RFCs, is the echo service. It's RFC 862. And these days, in this day and age, it's normally a service that's turned off because there's some security issues with it. Well, I turned this service on my Raspberry Pi for testing, and I enabled it on both TCP and UDP. So what the echo service does is you connect to the service, and whatever you send it, it sends you right back. And again, it does it on both UDP and TCP. So I have enough of my library done where we can actually test this. So I have this program called CoCoIOn, and if I run this, it'll give us the usage. So you can either have -u to have it do an echo test on UDP, or -t to have it on TCP. So let's do UDP first. CoCoIOn, we'll do UDP 172.16.1.11. Get that typed in correctly. And let's see what that does. Hello Internet, hello Internet. All right, so that seems to work. It spoke to my Raspberry Pi. Let's try TCP. CoCoIOn -t 172.16.1.11. Should look exactly the same, and it does. Last thing is I am going to show you guys this program. Just have a little look at it. So do this first. Okay. So yeah, I'll show you the source code to this CoCoIOn program. So I have implemented a BSD socket compatible library, and that library, there isn't a driver like a proper kernel driver. This library talks directly to the card. I'm not going to show you the library. It's a lot of pretty arcane code, but I can show you this program, CoCoIOn.c. And this is not a very long program. So of course we saw the usage, and then there's the main function, and if you go down a little bit more, okay, we're looking at the options. If you're familiar with the socket library, you'll notice that the socket type is either sockdgram or sockstream. This is exactly the same as it is programming on Unix or any other Linux. All right. So you see at the top of the screen, the string that we sent, hello Internet, back carriage return. By the way, my port is port 7, as I said, which is the echo service. So in this socket library, the first thing you do is you need to actually get a socket. It just returns a number. It's kind of like getting a file handle. Socket handle is pretty much the same kind of thing. So the first call, you get a socket, and then there's error code if that doesn't work. The next thing, if you are making an outgoing connection, you call connect, which is in about the middle of the screen. Connect to the socket at this IP and this port number. Then some error checking for that. And then at the very bottom of the screen in the last line, we have send. This is actually the library call that actually sends the hello internet message over the socket. Whether it doesn't matter whether it's TCP or UDP, you just call send and it sends it. Yes, I know there's send to and some other UDP stuff, but I haven't implemented any of that. The next call, if you look about 2/3 of the way down the screen, we have receive. We're going to receive from the socket into a buffer with a particular length. And there's error checking. And then there's some other stuff that has to be done, but we print the message that says, this is what I received. And the last thing is, after we're all done, we'll shut down the socket. So these are the very, very 4 basic calls to make an outgoing connection in the BSD socket library. Socket, connect, send, receive, and shut down. So those are all working, because the proof of that is that we can just run this one more time. Hopefully the IP address is correct. Let's see. One more time. And there we are. So that's my demo of my library. Bye everyone.